Hi, everyone. It is time for New Listings at Noon. I'm Karen Ringo, a realtor in the DMV area.
And I'm also a realtor in the DMV area. My name is Allison Smeka.
How was your week, Allison?
My week was great. How was yours? Things were really the weather was crazy. I got to enjoy it. Maybe a little bit different for you because you've got kitties and things, but but I had a great week. How about you?
I do. We were out of town. We got back on Sunday and I was like ready, gung ho. It's first of the year. We're going to get started. And snow came and no school on Monday and Tuesday. So my week kind of shifted a little bit. But it was fun. We played in the snow. The dogs loved it. My girls loved it. So good week. And, I had a Wednesday, Thursday, today. These are work days for me, but they're actually at home again today. So snow again. So.
Okay. Well, I remember once when one of your daughters walked in, I think in the background of you. So we'll see if we, fingers crossed. No,
I know. If you make it today. So guys, every week, Allison and I, we go out and we find 3 of our favorite new listings on the market. And so Allison finds one that's her favorite. I find one, and then we find one that we both like together. So Allison, where is your listing located this week?
My listing is in H Street Northeast. It's really at an interesting kind of intersection of areas, but for anybody who knows that area, there are 2 roads that kind of come into a peak, and then there's H Street that goes straight down, and right where that peak is, that's exactly where my listing is. But we can get into the location a little bit more when I present it. Where's yours?
Awesome. Well, my listing is in Carderock Springs, which is in Bethesda. And actually that is the neighborhood that I live in. So I'm really excited to talk about that listing. And it's technically Carderock South, but it's a really cool single detached home. So
nice.
And can you tell everyone where our listing is that we both like, that we're featuring?
Yes. So it's a really unique property in Capitol Hill. It's basically 2 homes in one. We'll get into the specifics later, but it's a really, really interesting multifamily property.
Awesome. Okay. Well, then I know everybody's ready to find out what these great listings are. So Allison, we're going to start with Allison.
All right. So while Karen's getting those photos ready, I'll tell you guys the address. It's 1402 H Street Northeast, Unit 403. So like I said, it's a really funky building. Quick known fact about me is I did a lease up of a building literally a block and a half from here when the building was kind of breaking ground. So I saw it go up, and I haven't had a chance to really go inside the building, and I'm planning on trying to stop by the open house so I can see this one. But it's a really funky layout, which of course, if anybody's ever listened to this before, knows that I love. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 708 square feet, and it is listed for $459,000. So the building's called the Constellation on H. It's a boutique building. It was constructed in 2017. And the angle you're looking at right now is this beautiful open floor plan, which I think they have just set up and staged very well to show that you can have distinct kind of dining area and kind of living spaces. And of course, these windows, I mean, who doesn't love floor to ceiling windows these days? I mean, they're in vogue. There's a reason for it because they're gorgeous and they let tons of light in. I really love this angle because it goes to show you some of the literal angles of this unit, which I find so fun and interesting. I like kitchens that are built into the side for 1-bedroom and smaller condos because it just allows just more openness. Obviously, if you were to section off a 1-bedroom, then it makes everything else seem a little bit smaller. So this layout's really, really cool and good for getting all that awesome natural light into the whole unit.
And it's also awesome. We used to live in a condo that had this shaped kitchen. And if you want to bring in an island, you can do one of the portable ones. Yep. So you have that option or not. And it actually worked out really well.
Yeah. And you could do a stainless steel one if you wanted it to match the appliances. You could, if you ended up having wood, warm wood furniture, then you could, do something like that too. So there are a lot of options. I mean, this is a new build-ish, right? Like it's a couple of years old. So everything is still very on trend. So you could find lots of furniture to match everything that they have in this unit. Cool. So another angle, this is from the kitchen, obviously, showing you kind of the length of this unit. Cookie cutter square units are really not my thing. And this is not a cookie cutter square condo. So it delivers in that respect. And having that long unit is what allows you to get so many windows, right? So it's really cool. Windows. Yeah.
Windows are really cool. Wow.
Interestingly, I will just quickly note that I'm pretty sure that's my couch I have in real life and my dining room table. and almost, actually, I'm looking at my coffee table right now. It's very similar to all of the furniture that I have in my house. I didn't notice that before. But yeah, so, and now we're looking from the bedroom. So we're looking down kind of from the doorway. I'm assuming that's where this photo was taken. And then we have a couple shots here of the bedroom. You know, it's a nice size bedroom. It's not huge, but I mean, it's plenty. I mean, I think if you sacrifice a little bit in the bedroom, you more than make up for it in the living space. And I've always been one that's, you know, I have a very small 1-bedroom, the first place I ever bought. And I much prefer, you know, having more room in the living area, because what else do you really usually do in your bedroom other than, you know, sleep and rest and things like that? So I think this is a perfect size. And it also has lovely windows there too.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if we had any other photos I wanted of the bathroom, you know, very in vogue with the whole white subway tile. It's hard to dislike white subway, I think, personally. You can really do a lot with decorating if you were not into white for whatever reason. So this is really just nice, clean, fresh look. You know, everything is new. But the thing is, you're not buying it totally new. So hopefully you're not buying at top of the market prices, which tends to happen with new construction. So rarely do we put the layout or the floor plan on this show, but it was important for me to show the angles, because this really shows you how it's laid out. So it allows that, and, you know, even like the difference between the living room and the bedroom there, that's what allows for some of those extra windows and light. So really cool layout on this one.
Yeah, I didn't realize how angular it is, but and here's the building.
And that's the building. And I wanted to include that as well, because if you ever do spend time down in that area, the 8th Street Northeast area, then you've almost definitely seen this building before. It's very distinct. And so it's you know, the inside follows along the outside, and it's, you know, and it's angles there. So really cool listing. Very, very excited to check it out on Sunday. And speaking of Sunday, the open house is Sunday, 11 to 1 p.m. So if anybody wants to meet me there, hit us up.
Awesome. Just reach out.
Yep.
What a cool listing. I really love the floors. And I love all the windows. You know, for me, it has to be, the more windows, the better, because I love sunlight. So lots of light.
I mean, even like the recessed lighting, I mean, all of it, it's a really great 1-bedroom listing. So.
Well, Allison, while I am bringing up my favorite listing, guys, which I'm really excited about because it is in my area, my neighborhood, can you tell everyone the address for me? I
would love to. Sorry. I just want to say one before I forget that the last listing was, it's a Compass listing. Our colleagues, Jenn Smira and Mark Ross. It is their listing, just so everybody knows. But yes, moving on, the address is 7013, I hope I'm saying it right, Endicott Court in Bethesda. It is a 4-bed, 4 full baths, 1 half bath, 5,000, slightly over 5,000 square foot home. It's represented by Paul Newton at Washington Fine Properties. And if you've got it pulled up, then I will let you guide us through.
Awesome. So yes, so Paul Richard, Richard, I think he goes by Richard more so than Paul. So Richard, thank you so much for allowing us to feature this really cool listing. So it's, as Allison said, it is in Bethesda, it is in Carderock Springs, but so technically Carderock Springs has a part of it that's called Carderock South. And so it's in Carderock South, but it's still part of the Carderock Springs community. Now this house is so hot. When I spoke with Richard yesterday, he had already had 105 showings booked. So that is how hot. Isn't that crazy? Like, I think the world knows about Carderock Springs. And so this house is just really super cool. So like Allison said, it's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 1 half bath home. And the one thing when I saw this home, before I even knew it was in our area, look at it. The curb appeal is so nice. It's beautiful. And last night I actually went to preview it at 7 o'clock. And at nighttime, you drive up in the driveway and all the lights are on and it's so beautiful. It's a really gorgeous home. So let's go in, let's go inside. So once you come in, the first thing you're going to notice, it's nice and open. You can go straight ahead. To your right is a beautiful formal dining room that I will show you in just 2 seconds. But you're going to notice that you're like, oh, this house is gorgeous. It may need, depending, a little updating, but that's okay because it has so much potential. So let's look at it. So to your right is this gorgeous, gorgeous formal dining area. Now it looks like it's really huge, but it's a nice kind of cozy, beautiful dining area with lots of windows. If you walk straight ahead, you run right into the kitchen. And one thing that I like about this house is that it has split levels all throughout. And Allison, as you guys know, I've always talked about how I love split levels. Our home that we live in right now only has 2 levels, and I wish there was some kind of way we could do split levels. But you look at the home, you look at the kitchen, the appliances are a little bit older, so you may want to, update your appliances. You could live in the kitchen as it is, but so much potential that you have. And then the kitchen flows into this space, which is your dining area. So you walk down 2 steps and this is your dining room area. And the dining room area has a gorgeous bay window, as you can see. And then 2 more steps leads you down to this area. And I don't know if you would call it, it's either the family area or maybe it could be your living room area. But if you look back, you can see how everything flows back on different levels. So you can see the dining room 2 steps up, and then the kitchen is 2 steps up. So it's really, really cool. There's a bar that's in a great location. Now I saw the bar and I was like, oh, that's the perfect spot for that bar. So it's really cool. I have one more shot from a different angle. Now, if you look to your left, you see that blue area, that blue room, the blue wall. That is a Natatorium, or if you want to call it, it's an indoor pool, which is really cool. It's what we showed in our preview. This home, like I said, it's a really unique home, and it has this Natatorium, Natatorium, I think, or indoor pool. And so let's go inside. Once you walk in, you cannot get to the pool from upstairs, but you can look over. And so here's a view this is a view downstairs. So it's really cool. And they're not showing that there's also a hot tub. So you have a hot tub in there, you have the lap pool. There's a heating system in there. So during the summer, you can adjust, the heat, or in the winter, if you want to go swimming, you can adjust that room. So that's really neat. And this was added on by the owners in 2003.
I'm just going to interrupt by saying that, it's scrolling across the screen right now, but it's 1.395 million. And the thing is that I know exactly. First of all, I picked out this listing too. And before Karen sent it to me, everybody, I just literally started because I thought it was so cool. But that, even though that's a lot of money, like 1.395 million, to get all of that square footage in an indoor pool, of course it's got 100 showings. It's incredible. And it doesn't have to have every single update. Otherwise it would cost, probably 3 million. But anyway, keep going. I am enjoying this so much. Keep leading us through, Karen.
Okay. So let's bring this one up. So this is, now when you walk in, when we talked earlier, you can go to your right or you can keep straight ahead to the kitchen. But if you go to your left, there it is again. I love the split levels. So you can come down right on the first split level. It's an office that I'm getting ready to show you. And I think that office is such a great location. And then this is another room. So this is like another living room or family playroom space. The one thing that I love about this is the ceilings are really high. The hallway is really wide. And then you have this really cool office. Let me pull that in really quickly so you guys can see that. There it is. Okay, Allison, I think okay, there you go. So we're both in here. So let's take this one out and let's pull up this office. Now, you can't tell from the pictures how really cute and cozy this office is, but it is extremely cute. And it's in a perfect location because it's in the center kind of the house. So you can be in your office working, but you can still be aware of what's going on in your house. And so I just love the location of this office. I feel like it's a perfect location. Once you go upstairs, there's a primary bedroom. And this picture doesn't tell you how large it is, but this bedroom has really high ceilings. It's very large fireplace with the perfect spot for a TV if you're one of those people that enjoy TVs in your room. And then let me tell you just how large this primary suite is. You have two separate closets, walk-in closets, and one is really large and the other one is a nice size. You go into the primary bathroom, and this is a nice selling point. Now, the first thing I notice is, okay, it needs a little updating, right? But look at the space that you have. In that shower, there's two places. There's two water closets. And what are water closets? They're toilet rooms. Okay, so you have two separate ones in there on the opposite ends. And then that shower right there is humongous, and you can't tell, but it's a double shower. And it's really wide and it's really long. It's really nice. So this space is just an oasis of a primary bathroom. So it's really cool.
Another sexy bathroom.
And well, it's not, it has the potential to be sexy.
It
could be sexy. Yes, absolutely. So I showed this one too, because I was impressed. This bathroom there's 3 bedrooms upstairs, and this bathroom is in the 2nd bedroom. All of the bedrooms are really nice sizes, and it's a huge shower as well for a bedroom, for just an ensuite bedroom. It's a nice size shower. So I just wanted to show a picture of that. And the floors have been redone the floors have been updated. So the floors are nice in both bathrooms. Downstairs, so this is how you get to the Natatorium, the indoor pool. And guys, forgive me, I'm trying to be fancy. So if I'm mispronouncing this word, just forgive me, okay? So, but yeah, so this is this leads into the indoor pool, which we showed earlier, but you also have extra space down here. Like Allison said, this house is 5,023 square feet. So we'll pull this up one more time. You can see there's a fireplace, and then it leads into another hangout area, or whatever you would like this area to be, playroom, whatever your desires are. There are a few other spaces that have doors that you can close off, and they're unfinished. So you can, decide what you would like to do to those unfinished spaces, or you can keep them, unfinished, or just use them as storage areas. Here is the patio. And this is nice. And I have a gorgeous view of the backyard. Look at that.
Wow.
So this house, I mean, it's just gorgeous. I would not touch anything on the outside, me personally, and just because renovations are in my head, because this year we have a really cool house in the Carderock Springs area as well. And we are renovating our house. So when I look at this, I'm like, oh yeah, if this was our house, we could do this and that. So I walk in and I'm already thinking like what you could do, but this house has so much potential. So.
That's a really great house. I mean, it's I'm not as familiar with your neighborhood, but I have pulled a lot of listings from it for those that I'm interested in, and it just seems like it's got a lot of funky and unique architecture, be it mid-century modern or this. So awesome. Well, Karen, I'm curious, and I'm sure other people are. Is there an open house, or when are offers due?
Okay, so yes, because there's 105, probably more now showings. So offers are due on Tuesday at noon, and there is not an open house, but it's very easy. For scheduling, you put on, because I wanted to see it last night. So your agent can just put it in there, and as long as the spot's open, you get your appointment right away. You don't have to wait for a response. So it's very easy to see it. And let me just tell you really quickly, Carderock Springs has a swim and tennis club. And so the neighborhood, that's where a lot of events go on. So the neighborhood also has an HOA. So the HOA plans all kind of activities for the neighborhood. They will do welcome dinners, all kind of activities. But the swim and tennis club, they do activities too, like Halloween things. They do, fall festivals. So there's a lot of activities. There's a swim and tennis club during the summer. There's tennis lessons, swim lessons. The swim and tennis club is a really key thing about the neighborhood. There's one thing I forgot that Richard wanted me to mention, that there's a geothermal system way of heating and cooling the property. So it's a much more efficient way of cooling. So that's pretty cool.
I think I saw, and maybe you don't know the answer to this, but I thought I saw solar panels on the roof in one of these photos. So that could be what he's referencing there.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I thought there were solar panels, but then I was wondering if they were just the sunroofs. But we'll find out that answer. We'll find out. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think maybe they are solar panels. I think you might be right, but we'll ask him about that.
I just did a podcast episode on solar, so I was looking at a million photos. So I was like, oh, yes. Let's look on it. But I'm not all right. Certainly not a know-all.
We're gonna trust you. I'm gonna say yes. Allison is correct in that, but we'll put it in the notes.
It's okay. Richard can slap my wrist if I'm wrong. Sorry. So let's do our last one. If you want to cue that up, Karen. So
Awesome.
this is a really cool listing. So if you were to put all of the bedrooms and bathrooms together, which is what you do when you look up a listing, it's 6 beds, 6 baths. It's 3,600 square feet in total. The address is 251 8th Street Northeast. It's in Capitol Hill, and the listing price is $2.5 million. So it's actually 2 separate properties which are being sold together. And Karen and I kind of independently had picked this one out as something that was interesting because you don't see something like this hit the market a lot, truthfully. So, Karen, do you want me to kind of get going and you can?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So it's 2 separate spaces. It includes a total of 4 kind of self-sufficient areas, all of which have their own entrance and exit points. So the 2 separate addresses or homes that are part of this property have their own C of Os, meaning that you could rent one out and you could live in the other. So it's an interesting kind of investment potential here for people who might be looking in this price point or have some options too. Each single property, so there's 2 addresses. It's 801 C Street Northeast and 251 8th Street Northeast. Both of them have 2 bedrooms and 2 baths upstairs, and then there's a separate living space studio downstairs. So it's 2, 2, 1, 1 for a total of 6. Karen, do you want to kind of take us inside and we can start to look at the homes?
So this is the 251 8th Street.
Right. And this is just, it's a pretty classic row home kind of feel. It's been updated and it, looks great, obviously. I love this little turret window shot here.
Yes, let's look at it one more time.
Yeah, I mean, nooks and all those kinds of things. A round table and a kind of a rounded space. It's just so sexy to me. But so here's an angle from the front door here. If I didn't say this, and maybe it goes without saying, but each of these self-sufficient areas have their own kitchens as well. So I don't know how many photos you put here, Karen, because there's a ton, but there could potentially be 4 photos of 4 different kitchens in here.
Right. Well, I did 10 of both listings, and they'll be able to see downstairs a kitchen in the other space.
Right.
But let me show this one. So when I saw this, I had forgotten that when I used to live in Los Angeles, I had a really cool studio that had brick walls like this. And so when I saw this, it just brought me back. So
yeah, that's very, I mean, exposed brick is a big thing in this area. It's interesting actually to see what a lot of people do with it. This is obviously the natural brick color. You'll see people who have painted it and stuff. It's good for people to know who are just checking this out right now is if you aren't into the color of natural brick, you can totally paint it. I've seen people paint it white. I've seen people paint it black.
Blue.
I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, you can do any color, but I mean that when you start to get into funky colors, you've got to be pretty sure because it's not quite the same as just painting a blank wall, but yeah. So here, one of the upstairs bedrooms, pretty big size. This is a funky shaped room, and of course, I love it. The placement of the bed and the placement of the furniture is kind of necessary based on the shape of the room. I love that there's this extra little office space here in that rounded turret area. I mean, downstairs we saw that acted as kind of like a dining space, and here it can act as a little extra sitting room and office space. If you've listened to any of these episodes, I am dying to have an office space that is not here in my living room. So that looks great with all the natural light and everything. So really love that room. Got one of the bathrooms upstairs here. It's a pretty blank canvas, right? I mean, there's nothing you really need to do right away. The thing is, you could change some things in this house, or houses, I guess I should say. But there's just but everything is completely move-in ready.
And here's a picture of the kitchen that we were talking about downstairs, so you can kind of see it in the back.
Yeah. One of the other kitchens. Yep, exactly. And this is from the downstairs. So this is like the studio that they have downstairs with its own entrance and kitchen and bathroom. Yep.
So that's the first unit, and here is the second one.
Right. So, I mean, they're pretty similar in that, again, they both have the two bedroom, 2 baths kind of upstairs, and the single extra space or other space below. There, we can talk about after we go through these photos, but because they have some paved areas that people can be in, and there's lots of parking in this listing. Set third unit, I guess we could say, or third, livable unit. Again, you can see the beautiful door right there, kind of the side entrance, and which really separates the kitchen from the living room area here. Lots and lots of light, lots of light coming in through the side. And so you've got, the two exposures obviously really helps lighten everything up. And this is with like a medium colored kitchen, right? With like that medium colored brown. If you were to, you could really go either way. You could really make it super dark if you wanted to and make it dramatic. You could lighten it up, and it'd probably bring the lightness of the whole area even more. And again, here we have some exposed bricks. So it's some very similar kind of feel, if you will, to the last one we were just presenting.
And this one I like because it's going to lead out doors to this area. I love this.
Right. So this, I was talking to the listing agent previously, and he was talking about how the contractor did this and how it did such an amazing job. It's heated, which is cool, and can be used as a parking area as well. Yep.
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's heated flagstone. Upstairs, one of the bedrooms, so this is more traditional shaped bedroom, but pretty big, lots of light, multiple windows, and so this is downstairs of that one. So again, there's your fourth kitchen.
Right.
So it could be used in so many ways. If it was some kind of like corporate housing, that would be great. Obviously, if you wanted to own both and rent one out as supplemental income, like an Airbnb, the Airbnb restrictions in DC, if anybody is not familiar, are a little bit funky, but you could Airbnb one of these whole homes out legally. So this is another angle here. It's just really beautiful angle of the property here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question for you. Do you have a preference? Because I do have a preference. Is there one that you like a little bit more than the other?
I think the second one I like more. I don't know. I think the multiple exposures, and I could just see myself living in that one for whatever reason. What about you?
That's so funny, because I was going to say the second one as well, because you can live in one and you can rent out the other one as well, or live in the second one and rent out the studio downstairs and rent out the other unit as well. But yes, my favorite is the second one for some reason. I love the light and the black doors that open out into the patio, and I love the patio. Yeah. So the style of this townhome is a Victorian style townhome, which is one of the DC known, where DC is known for the Victorian style townhomes. So, yeah.
So, I'm trying to think if there's any information. Karen, did we say whose listing this is?
So this is Noel Sesay, and he's with Compass, and this is his listing. So thank you for letting us feature your listing today. We love it, and we love all of these. So these are our favorites. And Allison, did we miss anything else?
Yes, I wanted to mention that in that last home, there are no planned open houses for those homes / that one listing. So if people wanted to get in, of course, reach out. We can set up a showing for you. But yeah, this is really cool. And I think it's good for us to say on air that the market is going to be picking up, and we're going to have so many cool and interesting listings coming on here. It might even be too hard to pick going forward. But the market is really starting to pick up. And so this is a really exciting time for the show, really, I think.
Well, all right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to New Listings at Noon. I'm Karen Ringo.
I'm Allison Smeka.
And we will see you soon.